Welcome to Deep Sleep Stories. My name is Matt. I know this podcast is quite new, but some of you have been following along for a while now. As you may have noticed, the narrator has changed a couple of times already, in just a few months. The truth is, the podcast has been growing extremely slow, and basically nobody has left us any reviews so far. I'm here as the new voice of the podcast and would love to stick around, but I need your support to do so. Please, if you enjoy our content, it would mean so much to us if you could just leave us a review on whichever podcast platform you use. Now, take a deep breath and let's begin tonight's story.
Welcome to Deep Sleep Stories, a place where your weary mind can find a gentle haven of rest. In this calm space, you can leave behind the worries of the day, allowing each soft breath to guide you into a soothing retreat. Tonight's tale, Glow of the Embers, in the Cobblestone Courtyard, beckons you toward a secret garden of warmth and light, where the radiant embers of a quiet fire illuminate ancient stones beneath a starry sky. Take a slow, steady inhale and a long, unhurried exhale. Feel your shoulders settle, your thoughts grow calmer. Let the soft hush of this story drape over you like a comforting blanket. You're invited to close your eyes or soften your gaze and sink deep into this moment. Notice any tension in your face, your neck, your arms, and your legs, and allow that tension to drift away on the gentle tides of your breath. Imagine the quiet flicker of firelight playing across old cobblestones, the subtle glow wrapping around you like a cozy embrace. You might hear the faintest crackle of cooling embers, as if the courtyard itself is whispering lullabies into the night. Feel the hush of evening settle over you, bringing a calm promise of rest. Envision a small courtyard entrance lit by the delicate dance of warm light. The stones underfoot have borne witness to countless twilights, and they hold the memory of footsteps that once passed through. A soft breeze glides across your cheek. The air is filled with a gentle, comforting hush, inviting you to slow your pace and relax your breathing. In this story, you'll accompany a wandering heart that steps into this space drawn by the tender glow of the embers, seeking solace beneath the expansive canopy of sky. As you continue breathing in and out, take a moment to feel the weight of your body resting. Let your muscles loosen. If thoughts arise, notice them gently and allow them to float away like wisps of nighttime air. This is your time to be at peace, to be at ease. In the moments ahead, the simple lull of descriptive details will help you unwind. There is no need to hold on to the events of the day. Release them as you might let go of tiny leaves carried downstream. Breathe softly. Nestle into a position that feels safe and comforting, and ready yourself to listen. Now let us begin this peaceful journey into the Cobblestone Courtyard, where the remains of a small fire glow with quiet steadiness. As the story unfolds, you may find your mind wandering gently, lulled by the rhythm of the scene. All you need to do is follow, drifting on the gentle current of these words. inhaling calm, exhaling tension, feeling the hush gather around you like a loving companion. With each breath, you ease ever deeper into rest, prepared to discover a world lit by the softest radiance of ember light. Beyond the courtyard's ancient gate stands a figure named Talia, one who has drifted through many lands in search of a peaceful corner to call her own. Underneath the late evening sky, she arrives at a small, unassuming archway of weathered stone. There, a metal latch glints faintly, catching the faint glow that spills over the threshold. The courtyard beyond is hushed, as though waiting to welcome her with its gentle illumination. Above the tall walls, the sky is awash with stars, each tiny beacon echoing the warmth that radiates just inside. Talia steps forward, her movements slow and quiet. Her traveling cloak, worn at the edges from years of wandering, feels heavy on her shoulders. She senses a new kind of warmth curling outward from the courtyard, drawing her near with a reassuring, steady glow. With a subtle push, she eases the gate open. Its hinges offer only the softest of creaks, revealing a secret space framed by smooth stones and flickering firelight. Everything is cast in a warm, honeyed tone as though touched by gold. The courtyard itself is modest in size, but it seems to hold a memory of larger worlds. Small planters brimming with tiny blooms gather around the perimeter, their petals nodding lazily in the hush of the evening breeze. Patches of moss spread across the stones, hinting at the courtyard's long-kept secrets. Near the center, a low fire pit rests, its embers the color of sunset. They crackle softly, their glow pulsing in time with the night's own gentle rhythm. Talia's gaze lingers on this source of light and warmth, the final remnants of a once brilliant flame. Her footsteps echo delicately against the cobblestones as she ventures toward the glowing fire pit. The air around her is cool but not unwelcoming. She can feel a faint warmth from the embers. The interplay of temperature, the contrast between the cool night and the subtle heat, grounds her in the present moment. It reminds her of journeys past, of nights spent under open skies, and of finding solace in small pockets of softness scattered throughout the world. There is comfort here that she has longed for. A gentle wind stirs Talia's hair, carrying the slightest fragrance of lavender from some hidden cluster of blossoms. A row of potted plants lines the courtyard's edges, their leaves swaying. She listens to the murmur of a nearby water fountain, a gentle stream trickling into a marble basin. Its rhythmic hush soothes her, and for a moment, she closes her eyes to absorb the quiet harmony of this place. In the distance, she senses the presence of walls that cradle this courtyard like an embrace. Overhead, a single wisp of cloud drifts across the sky, filtering moonlight and starlight into a soft glow. Ever so gently, Talia lowers herself onto a stone bench Near the fire pit, she sets aside her small satchel, letting her shoulders relax and her hands rest in her lap. The bench is cool beneath her, but that sensation only enhances the comforting warmth emanating from the embers. She draws in a deep breath, feeling her chest expand and then soften as she exhales. The courtyard seems to breathe with her, as though it has patiently awaited her arrival. Tiny sparks rise from the dying fire, each dancing for a second before vanishing into the night air. The embers glow brighter when the breeze touches them, flickering gently against the remnants of ash. Talia watches these shards of light, mesmerized by their subtle dance. They are like small, pulsing hearts, each containing the memory of what once was a larger flame. A lull falls over the courtyard, broken only by the murmuring fountain and the occasional crackle from the fire pit. It is as though time itself has decided to slow here, to grant Talia a moment of pure, unhurried respite. With each breath, she feels the tension of her travels melt away, replaced by an all-encompassing sense of calm. There is a presence here, an air of history that seems to speak from the worn stones underfoot. She can almost imagine voices from long ago conversing softly around this very fire pit. Perhaps they too found comfort in the warm glow on a brisk night. Perhaps, like Talia, they were wanderers, collecting stories to carry with them through the world. The thought of shared warmth, spanning across years and even lifetimes, calms her mind further. She rests her palm upon the cool surface of the bench, tracing its worn edges. The stone is as solid and comforting as an old friend. With her eyes half lidded, Talia becomes aware of a small shape at the edge of the courtyard. Initially, it is just a quiet rustle among the ivy. Slowly, a feline figure emerges, slender and graceful. A cat with midnight fur and gentle eyes steps into the soft glow of the embers. There is no fear in its demeanor, only curiosity and calm. The cat flicks its tail, pausing to watch Talia with a knowing gaze. A silent companionship settles between them, an unspoken agreement of trust in the hush of this luminous corner. Talia extends a hand, offering a gentle invitation without words. The cat steps forward on silent paws, then pauses to sniff the hem of her cloak. The warmth from the embers casts a subtle shimmer across its dark fur, revealing charcoal stripes that ripple with each movement. After a moment, the cat hops onto the bench beside Talia, settling with a contented sigh. Talia's hand drifts to the cat's head, where she offers a gentle scratch between its ears. The cat purrs softly, a sound that blends seamlessly with the crackling embers and the trickling fountain, forming a lullaby of comforting tones. Feeling the cat's rhythmic purr, Talia smiles softly, the corners of her eyes crinkling with peaceful gratitude. The simple, companionable presence steadies her further. In a world that can often feel fast and uncertain, this courtyard is a refuge, and the cat's gentle acceptance of her presence is a small but precious gift. The embers glow on, their warmth unwavering, beckoning Talia to stay, to rest, and to simply be. She settles deeper against the bench, letting her body grow heavy and calm. Clouds drift lazily overhead, revealing shimmering constellations that watch over the courtyard. Their reflections pool in the still water of the fountain, the stars dancing in gentle ripples whenever a slight breeze passes by. The night air is cool but tender, touching Talia's cheeks with the gentleness of a whispered lullaby. There's a faint aroma of chamomile drifting from somewhere unseen, a hint that perhaps there are herb planters hidden behind the ivy-laden walls. Every element of this space coexists in harmonious quiet, as though the courtyard itself is an entity of serenity, waiting patiently for those who need it. In the quiet corners, lanterns hang from wrought iron hooks, their flames now reduced to small, flickering shapes behind tinted glass. They mirror the embers in the fire pit, modest but persistent in their soft glow. Talia imagines how this courtyard might have looked at twilight when the sun's final rays melded with the first flickers of lamplight. She envisions a gentle hush settling over the stones, the shift from day to evening signaled by a hush that lulled the courtyard into dreamy stillness. The cat, nestled beside Talia, yawns widely, revealing tiny pearly teeth. Its tail flops lazily, occasionally brushing against her arm, a comforting reminder of connection. The fountain continues its steady trickle, a rhythmic background that soothes the ears like distant rainfall. Talia allows her gaze to wander along the courtyard walls, noting the vines that cling to old mortar and the delicate pattern of leaves etched by moonlight. She marvels at how such a simple, unassuming place can hold so much beauty when illuminated by tender light. A gentle gust rustles the ivy, prompting the lanterns to sway ever so slightly. Their light flickers across Talia's face, creating shifting patterns that lull her eyes into half-closed tranquility. She rests her head against the stone wall behind the bench, and the cat does the same, as if mimicking her posture. A subtle sense of harmony flows between them, two quiet souls under a canopy of stars, finding a moment of peace in the quiet hours of night. The embers remain steady, their glow unwavering even as the night stretches on. Occasionally, one of them cracks, releasing a minuscule swirl of sparks that float up before fading. Talia imagines each spark to be a tiny messenger of warmth, carrying a gentle glow into the darkness. She closes her eyes, letting that soft orange radiance imprint upon her mind. The cat's purr grows quiet, turning into a gentle hum that resonates through Talia's arm. Her thoughts drift, unhurried and calm. She recalls distant roads, bustling taverns, and candlelit rooms filled with laughter. Yet none of those memories stir within her the same sense of profound stillness that she feels here. She wonders if she has finally stumbled upon a place meant for rest, a sanctuary in the midst of endless travels. A slight breeze caresses her cheeks, offering reassurance. The courtyard is here for her now, the embers unwavering in their invitation to remain. Low in the sky, the moon gently emerges from behind a veil of clouds, illuminating the courtyard with its silvery glow. The stones glisten like mirrored glass, each reflecting the subtle shimmer of night's light. The cat lifts its head, observing the moon with solemn curiosity, then lets out a tiny, contented mew before settling once again. Talia smiles. Moments pass as though suspended, each breath lengthening into a near eternity of quiet reverence. In time, Talia's gaze settles on a small wooden table set off to the side. Upon it rests a clay pot with a few sprigs of fresh herbs. Their scent of rosemary and thyme drifts across the courtyard, meeting the gentle sweetness of the lingering lavender. She senses that whoever arranged these planters took great care, choosing each plant for its calming fragrance. This small corner of the world has been nurtured with tenderness, and now it offers that tenderness back in the form of sanctuary. Talia rises slowly, mindful not to disturb the cat. Her feet glide softly across the stones, carrying her closer to the clay pot. Reaching out, she touches a leaf of rosemary, feeling its delicate texture between her fingertips. She breathes in its robust, comforting aroma. A memory stirs of a simple meal cooked near a fireplace somewhere long ago, a meal shared in good company. The thought warms her heart, and for a moment, she closes her eyes to savor the recollection. A soft jingle draws her attention to a wind chime hanging from a nearby overhang. Its slender metal tubes brush against one another in the breeze, creating a distant, tinkling melody that mingles with the trickling fountain. Talia moves closer, watching it sway and shimmer in the moonlight. She gently taps one of the chimes with her finger, delighted by the delicate note it produces. The sound is like a gentle invitation to be fully present, to cherish each subtle detail that composes the tapestry of this night. After a moment of curiosity, Talia returns to the bench. The cat, still perched there, acknowledges her return by standing and moving slightly to offer her space. Carefully, she settles back down, folding her cloak around her shoulders. The cat resettles, pressing against her side with gentle insistence, and her hand resumes its comforting strokes on the cat's soft fur. Each stroke becomes meditative, an assurance of shared calmness. She notices that the embers have settled somewhat, their once vibrant glow more subdued, yet still resolute. In the shifting patterns of warmth, she can imagine entire landscapes, rolling hills at sunset, quiet villages, faraway mountains bathed in fading light. Perhaps the embers hold the day's final light within them, refusing to let it fully slip into darkness. Each ember seems to pulse with a memory of flame, echoing stories of fireside gatherings and whispered promises. The night grows deeper, wrapping the courtyard in a comforting hush. Any faint echoes of the outside world feel distant and unimportant here. Talia's breathing grows soft and unhurried, matching the cat's slow inhale and exhale. The courtyard's magic is in its simplicity, its openness to rest, its acceptance of quiet presence. Nothing is asked of her. She is free to simply exist, to partake in this gentle retreat while the moon and stars watch over them all. As Talia's eyes roam the courtyard, they settle on one final detail, a small, woven hammock stretched between two stone pillars at one corner of the enclosure. Draped over it is a soft blanket, edges embroidered with a subtle floral pattern. She imagines resting there, swaying gently, lulled by the combined lullaby of fountain wind chimes and the cat's contented purr. The idea is comforting, like a hidden promise that somewhere in this world, moments of deep rest await those who seek them. Her eyelids feel heavy, weighted with the serene hush of this space. A single lantern glow near the hammock sways. Its shimmering candlelight dances like a distant star caught in a glass enclosure, soft and unthreatening. If she closed her eyes right now, she suspects she would drift effortlessly into a dream, guided by the music of the wind chime and the story of the embers. But for now, she remains on the bench, savoring the last bits of wakefulness in this gentle night scene. The cat, sensing her drowsiness, adjusts its position, curling into a warm ball on her lap. Its tiny whiskers twitch as it releases a faint sigh. Talia notices the hush in her own mind, as if each thought has been gently hushed into a restful doze. She takes a slow breath, inhaling the courtyard's subtle fragrances: rosemary, thyme, lavender, and the faint smoky trace of the embers. She exhales, releasing the day's final traces of tension. All that remains is this restful moment suspended in a tranquil hush. Eventually, Talia opens her eyes and notices the embers flicker just a bit more. She sees them as companions in this night, unwavering in their comforting presence. Even as the fire dwindles, its soft glow remains, like a steadfast friend who refuses to leave until you are truly settled. With a grateful smile, she murmurs a quiet thank you to no one in particular, or perhaps to the courtyard itself. A half-formed memory of lullabies drifts through her mind, as though she were back in a simpler time when a warm light and a kind voice were enough to banish every care. Slowly she stands, cradling the cat in her arms. The cat's purr continues against her chest, a gentle vibration resonating in time with her own heartbeat. She walks toward the small hammock in the corner, stepping carefully on the cobblestones so as not to disturb the deep quiet. The hammock sways a little as she sets the cat down gently upon it, then settles beside the drowsy creature. The blanket is soft, draping over them like a warm evening breeze. The courtyard's hush feels even deeper now, as though it respects the need for rest. The cat finds a nook against Talia's side, and its purring continues. She closes her eyes for a few moments, allowing her breathing to match the gentle rhythm of the wind chime's song. Above, the moon has climbed higher, casting its pale glow over the courtyard, revealing the stones to be touched by a silvery radiance that blends with the lingering glow of the embers. In that fusion of moonlight and firelight, Talia feels safe, deeply at ease, as though all of time has converged into a single comforting moment. Slivers of night air brush against the hammock, swaying it in a barely perceptible motion. Talia can feel her thoughts beginning to flow into dream shapes, impressions of star-filled skies and drifting clouds. The cat nestles closer, tucking its paws under its chest, half asleep and content. The embers in the fire pit flicker in a gentle final dance, each tiny flame a farewell to wakefulness. She inhales again, breathing in serenity, and exhales, letting go of every lingering care. From the far side of the courtyard, where the gate remains slightly ajar, a mild breeze enters, carrying the scent of night-blooming flowers. It's a soft, floral whisper that mingles with the glow of the lanterns and the gentle warmth of the embers. Talia appreciates how each breath of wind seems to orchestrate the courtyard's elements into a quiet, harmonious lullaby. The courtyard itself seems to watch over her, to cradle her in an ancient sense of belonging, as if offering this sanctuary without question for as long as she needs. The cat's purr slows, becoming a softer hum, and Talia senses the creature drifting into a light slumber. She feels her own body growing ever heavier, each limb settling into the gentle curve of the hammock. The sky above is a silent tapestry of stars, each one a tiny lamp set in the expanse of night, shining steadily without expectation or hurry. In this pocket of stillness, Talia realizes that all of life's journeys have led her here, to this night of rest, to this instant of complete, unguarded peace. Tiny flickers of ember glow continue to wink at her from the pit. They seem to say, "All is well. You can rest now." Talia closes her eyes once more, letting the hush gather around her in a comforting circle. The warmth of the cat, the gentle lullaby of the fountain, the breeze in the ivy. Each element encourages her to embrace the moment. There is nothing urgent, nothing pressing. Only the pure, soothing presence of night's gentle hush and the quiet, persistent glow of the embers. And now, as you listen to the soft hush of this courtyard, let your own breath become a tranquil rhythm. You may find that your limbs feel heavier, like stones sinking peacefully into the earth, fully supported and held. Imagine yourself in a place just as safe, just as warm, and just as calm. Sense the gentle lull of cool air passing over your face, the warmth of embers touching the evening chill. Let your thoughts quiet down, drifting like leaves on a slow-moving stream, never in a rush. The cat's purr resonates softly in your ears, a reminder that you are in a realm where comfort is simple and abundant. With each exhale, release another layer of tension, letting your mind float through the simple details of moonlight and lantern glow. There is no need to follow any storyline now. You can simply rest, letting the images of soft moss, smooth stones, and the tender glow of embers guide you into deeper relaxation. The hush of the fountain echoes in the distance as if chanting a lullaby in time to your heart's gentle pace. Feel the serenity of this courtyard settle around you like a velvet cloak, each breath weaving its gentle melody into your peaceful state. Your eyelids grow heavier, your body sinks a little deeper into your bed or resting place. A gentle wave of calm moves through you from head to toe, relaxing every muscle from your scalp all the way to the tips of your toes. The stones of the courtyard, the curling ivy, the flickering embers, all of it lingers softly in your thoughts, yet slips away with each passing moment, allowing only calm to remain. Drift into the warmth of the last ember's glow. Let it cradle you in a sense of calm that cannot be broken by the outside world. In this state, time feels both endless and non-existent, a simple hush that cushions you and brings you peace. With another slow inhale, you breathe in the restful atmosphere. With your exhale, let your mind drift further into a gentle abyss of sleep, every worry dissolving like mist in morning light. This courtyard stands watch over your slumber, an ever-present sanctuary in your imagination. Good night, dear traveler. May the soothing glow of the embers and the soft hush of this secret courtyard guide you into the sweetest of dreams. Rest now held by the quiet warmth of this moment. Sleep well, wrapped in the calm of a timeless night. May you find deep, replenishing rest and awaken renewed, carrying a whisper of this serene courtyard within you, ready to comfort you whenever you seek it. Sleep softly, sleep peacefully, sleep now.